Okay, listen. Hear me out, right? Listen, hear me out before you say anything. Just listen. I just want to know, is it okay to ship lesbian or gay characters with people of the opposite sex? Or people that aren't bi or lesbian or gay? Yes or no? And here's why this is a question and why I'm curious about this. We do that with straight characters all the time. How many times have you shipped a straight character with a boy? And that's okay, but it's not when it comes to lesbian or gay characters. I don't understand that. First of all, let's be blunt about this. Shipping is a random thing. These are not real people. And even when you ship them, it's a ship. It's not like they have to be in a relationship now and it's real life. It's literally just ship culture. Ship culture is just in another world, in another sometimes universe, depending on the show. These people I want to be together, or I just want these people to be together because I like their personalities, I like their back and forth, I like who they are and what they're saying, right? So I don't understand why you can't ship a character with another character because of their sexuality. It's not real. You're not really going to have them together. If the writers say they're together, then it is what it is. But you have no influence on if these characters are together or not. These characters could change genders in your mind. That happens, actually. I don't understand where the line is. When is it not okay to change a character to fit however you feel? Because apparently it's okay to do it to straight people, but it's not okay to do it to gay and lesbian people. But it's also okay to change someone's gender and gender bend them, whether that's to ship them with somebody who's already a female or a male, or you gender bend both to fit them together. So you change in everything else, but I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't understand. This is a genuine curious thing for me. I get and I understand why this may be a thing people feel, and I mainly say this because I went online, I saw someone talking about this when it came to Pearl, because apparently Pearl is confirmed lesbian, or she only dates people who are feminine. That's never confirmed, ever, or from what I can see, or from what I can look up, I never seen that confirmed. We just assume that she's lesbian because all the gems present as what we would consider female. They don't even have genitalia. And everybody except for like Rose was in a relationship with the male. But even then, you gotta realize that doesn't really mean anything. It could just mean they're not attracted to that specific person. You just don't know. Hell, even if you want to make the argument of that, Bismuth is kind of a bit more masculine. I wouldn't ever be like, okay, well, it's presented as if Bismuth is a boy, but Bismuth has always been very masculine. Let's not sit here and act like that one episode where Bismuth and Pearl were together wasn't the writers of the fucking show trying to low-key push a ship. So the writers can do shit like that, but we can't make it make sense, is all I'm saying. So is it more feminine? Like, these are talking about gems, first of all, that again have no genitalia, have no gender, so it all is confusing at that. But even if we're talking about real people, like let's just say it's anybody else. To not have me sitting here for another hour and a half trying to think of somebody, that'd be a great example. If it was anybody else and you were shipping them any type of way, why does it matter if they're not going to get together? There are certain characters I can understand because it seems like it's there, or it seems like the writers are pushing them to be together. But even sometimes the writers tease you guys, you know. There are times when they genuinely try to push ships that aren't actually going to be a thing, but it's like, oh, but it might be, and it's like, what? So there are times when even the writers be pushing ships that aren't there and they know they'll never fulfill. So is that okay? It's like, I don't get where the line is. Where's the line and when are you crossing? Like, maybe you could make the argument if it was like a real person, like if you were shipping yourself with somebody, which you can do that if you want. But if you were shipping yourself with someone who was gay, that's like, okay, well, they're obviously not into you. But even then, you could also make the argument of, the character's not into you, but you can make it into a world where they are. It kind of defeats the purpose, because I feel like at that point you're just stretching out and you can just find a character that is straight to do that with. And that's another argument. That could be a thing. But also, this is the internet. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about what you could do. They care about what they want to do. But yeah, you can just find a character that's straight, that has the same type of attributes. But I also can make the argument that sometimes people just like the personality of that character, not necessarily everything that comes with that character. It's like people who ship themselves or that enjoy killer characters. Obviously, you don't actually want to be dating a killer. Like, obviously, you're not trying to enable the death of the people this person killed, but they're hot and they have a great backstory. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people will ship themselves with Pain.
This world shall know pain.
Pain's killed millions of people on a whim, and he's low-key crazy. But they'll ship themselves with Pain. They'll ship other men with Pain. They'll ship the Pains together. House of Pain. It's a whole thing. Where does that line come in, you know? Where is it and when do you cross it? I don't understand. I don't know. I just wanted to add that and say that because I'm genuinely like curious low-key of like, what should I do about that?
Early the next morning.
Interesting. So while also going through my findings, I found something that caught my interest. Obviously, I have to find like lesbian people to, you know, put on screen for examples. And while looking at them, I saw Madison from Card Captor Sakura, or, you know, whoever you want to call her. I just go with Madison because I grew up with the English dub version. And it said that she was a lesbian. I'm like, don't remember that. When was she a lesbian? Apparently, it's a non-confirmed but confirmed by the fandom type shit, which if it's confirmed by the fandom, that means looking too much into it. Or it's for a really dumb, shitty reason. And I was right. Apparently, people believe that she's a lesbian because she was like unconfirmed, but it was hinted at that she had a love for Sakura, and I can understand that. That part I can totally understand. The hints and undertones were there, and back in the day they weren't very loud with that type of stuff. Like nowadays they'll just spell it out for you. Back in the day you actually had to look for those hidden themes and those little tiny, you know, little snippets like that. But I could totally understand that. There totally was that type of definite worshipping, honestly, of Sakura, and the love that Madison had to her, whether it was platonic or not, it was there. There is this one clip in particular that I'll show on screen that kind of encompasses why people feel the way that they feel, and you might have to read this.
私は大好きな方が私と両思いになるより幸せなことがあるならずっとそのまま幸せでいてほしいですわ。それって好きな人に好きになってもらわなくてもいいってこと？もちろん好きになっていただければ嬉しいですわ。でも私には大好きな人が幸せでいてくださることが一番の幸せなんです。ともよちゃんに好きになってもらえた人はきっと幸せだね。そうでしょうか。絶対。ありがとうございます。
But just that clip alone gives you that kind of impression, and if you watch the show, you kind of got that impression, which is fine. I don't really care about that part. The part is where they're like, but she's a lesbian though, and I'm like, is she though? Because even if you want to use the example of Sakura, right? Technically, Sakura kind of doesn't really care. I think she's been liking or at least felt a way about multiple people that are different genders, whether they're girls or they're boys. It really didn't seem to matter to her. But yeah, I'm just looking too much into that. But even if Sakura was bisexual, there was really no confirmation that Madison is lesbian. Where's the confirmation? It's the same shit with fucking Pearl from Steven Universe. Like, there is no confirmation. You're just guessing. She could literally be bisexual and just really like Sakura. I'm bisexual. I just really like my boyfriend. Does that mean I don't want to grab some ass of some ladies sometimes? No. And you probably never know that by just looking at me, by the way I act. And in these circumstances, it doesn't matter. So if you want to go with the well-known theory and the not confirmed but we all can see it theory that Madison likes Sakura, that's fine. To assume that they're just lesbian and so that's just what it is, I don't know about that. Plus they're 10, like literally they're 10. Madison can literally grow out of her feelings for Sakura. You literally do not know. Sometimes we confuse things that we think are feelings for something different. It's a thing. Again, they're 10. Like, it could have been anything. That's another thing of like when fandoms go too far where they're just like, but it's a thing, and it's like, we don't know if it's a thing. People never think about that. People think the writers are just so honest with their characters. They could straight up just be fucking with you. There are several times in animes where writers just kind of fuck with people because they know that'll stir up some controversy, and not even like that. With this, it could just been like, let's just give that tension off but never really confirm it, so they're like left wondering. They could literally be fucking with us. We don't know, and that's why it's like you just never know. If it's not confirmed, then you can have your theories and you can go with that theory, and that's fine, but people are really like pushing it, and it's like, I don't know about that shit. Even the way people say it as such a matter-of-fact type thing, it's like, but you don't really know, do you? Like, but it was implied, and anything can be implied. You can use any scene from any anime, any cartoon where somebody is giving a passionate moment to each other and have it be implied. Wow, this just never ends. I guess it's gonna be like a bonus part of the video. They also think that Sailor Moon is bisexual because she's flirty with girls. Let me explain something to you. First of all, even if they presented it this way, that's a really irritating way of thinking. I can be a girl, not attracted to girls, and still think a girl is beautiful. Think that she looks just everything delicious. Like, it's like saying I couldn't think that I'm pretty and that my ass is fat and I look great because what? I'm not supposed to be attracted to women because I'm not sexually attracted to women? No, you can think a woman is fine. You can think that they're pretty, you can be flirty around them, and if anybody kisses you at any moment, it's going to be weird. They're like, but they dated a girl? Well, she thought they were guys. What do you mean? Whether the guy looks like a girl, whether the girl looks like a guy, if you assume that their gender is their gender, then that's the gender you generally want to be with. That's like saying because guys wear makeup and look a bit more feminine, you can't like them if you're gay. Like, if you're a gay guy, you can't like a feminine gay guy, especially if they look like a girl, they had feminine features or something like that. That makes you, like, it doesn't make any sense. You get what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong about this, but I've never felt like sexuality was that simple to where, oh, well, you're attracted to whoever you find pretty or you're uncomfortable with in any way, shape, or form. Maybe it's just me, but if a girl flashed me right now, whether I was attracted to her or not, I'd probably feel uncomfortable. I'd probably start sweating. I'd probably be like, that body though. But I wouldn't necessarily want to fuck her or be in a relationship with her or even like girls in general. Bitches are just sometimes pretty. We think of ourselves as pretty. One of the things that we do as women is make ourselves look pretty. Look at our friends be pretty. Look at people on YouTube or whatever. What? And we see people who are very pretty, who are very attractive. Does not mean that we are into girls. Just because I look at a makeup tutorial and I think the girl there is really pretty. If I ever met her in real life, I'd be like, wow, you're really pretty. Does not mean I want to fuck a girl. I would personally because I'm bisexual and I'd get it. I don't think sexuality is just that simple, you know. But going back to what I was saying before, the writers could totally have that be what it was, but that doesn't mean anything. Again, in every turn where Usagi would date, be attracted to, fall in love with someone that is a woman, as soon as it was shown that they were a woman, she rejected them. Not because she didn't think they were attractive, because apparently that's their whole basis. Not because she didn't think they were pretty, but because she's not into girls like that. There's a difference. I feel like people don't understand that sexuality goes deeper than, you're pretty, I want to fuck you. Like, it's because I find someone pretty and attractive does not mean I immediately want to fuck. Do you get what I'm saying? Or I immediately want to date them. That does not mean anything. I just find you attractive. You're a pretty person. You got pretty eyes. Like, it's a thing. I'm so mad that I even Googled any of this. If you just Google like lesbian characters or gay characters or bisexual characters, especially when it comes to the girls, you'll see some wild ass shit. Like, these are just two of the examples I saw where I'm like, what? You guys are just reaching at this point. I get where you could make that connection, but like, bruh, what are you talking about. It was never confirmed. People were just like, you're denying their sexuality and who they are. And I'm like, no, you're making assumptions about who they are and then getting mad at me for denying your assumptions. How is that any better? Like, I don't understand that. Sailor Moon has great LGBT representation. Great LGBT representation. You got people dating or feeling comfortable in their sexualities up the wazoo, and I'm so happy about it. Don't force it. Don't be like, I made this assumption, so it's a thing. And then get pissy when people are like, but it was never confirmed, so I don't want to assume how someone feels just because they think some girl is pretty, or just because they get nervous around a person that's attractive. There's such a thin line when it comes to just, oh, this person has blush on their face, so they must like this person too. This is definitely confirmed. They're dating, or in Usagi's case, they're fucking married. They got a fucking kid. There's such a thin line between those two, so I can kind of understand, but also there's really not. Like, I'm really just giving people more excuses than they need. Really, you're just assuming someone's sexuality so it fits how you want them to be and how you feel like it should be, and then forcing it on someone else. Again, if you feel that way, that's fine. It's even understandable in some cases. If I think about it a little longer, I guess I could see where, yes, I can see where you can see that. But this weird thing where you almost confirm it for yourselves instead of just being like, we all believe this, is where it's like, okay, that's kind of toxic. You're getting too toxic. But then again, these are cartoon characters, so it doesn't even really matter. I just looked this up and I was just like, you guys have bad arguments for this even then. Again, those same arguments could be used for actual confirmed lesbian and gay characters, but then we'd say something about it because no, it's already confirmed and it's different. But that's a whole other conversation that I would have now. But this video is probably way too long, so I'm just gonna end it here. Now, you want my personal opinion? I don't care. Not too much anyways. I think that shipping is kind of getting to a point where it's like, okay, you can like a character, you can enjoy a character, you can even have a whole world circled around that character. I'm just not really a big fan of shipping too much. Like, you know, obviously I'll make the joke like I ship it, or I'm into this, that's hot, you know what I mean? But also, I'm not really into it anymore. So maybe it's because I just genuinely don't understand the shipper lifestyle. You know what I mean? I don't understand what you guys do and how you stand characters. I don't get that. Not too much anymore because I'm an adult. I don't want to do that anymore. I enjoy characters and I like the characters and I'm just like, I'm rooting for you. But at one point it's like, shipping? Like, standing? You know, there are hundreds of other characters, and like at one point it's like, okay, I can't stand you all. I mean, I probably could, but still. But tell me how you feel about it, because I just genuinely want to know. I just genuinely need to have a conversation. I need this interaction, or at least need to get this question out in the air. But that's it. I'll see you later. Bye.
We could have been Stardust, same world but without us. Something